Representative Ben Bakeberg.
And I'm Representative Patricia Mueller.
We both serve on the education committees here at the Minnesota House, and we wanted to just give you a brief overview of a comparison between the GOP and the DFL education bills. So just to jump right in, both bills, in order to have an apples to apples comparison, we took the DFL budget target, which you can see is $2.2 billion to go into education. So both of us, both the Republicans and the Democrats, are spending $2.2 billion or proposing to spend $2.2 billion. And you can see this is how we break it down. Now, the formula, for those of you that are not in education and don't understand what that means, that's basically the percent of dollars going on to the basic aid. So just the basic amount of money going to schools. You can see in the first year, the Republicans offered 5%, the DFL offered 4%. And then in the second year, we again offered 5% and the DFL offered 2%. And remember, as we talk through, we are using the same total spending target of $2.2 billion.
Now, because we're able to focus our money on some of the priorities that we have heard from our schools, we are able to offer the 5% and 5% and also take care of the state obligation for special education cross subsidy, or at least the majority of it. The state is supposed to take care of about 60%. We're offering to take care of 50% instead of the 60%. And then on top of that, we're offering to spend $250 million on literacy. Again, because we are able to focus and prioritize the money, we're able to focus and prioritize it on things that actually affect our classrooms, our teachers, our parents, and our students. $250 million for the science of reading, about replacing the curriculum, training our teachers, and making sure that we are able to teach our students the foundational skills of literacy.
Those of us in education obviously know that literacy is the foundation. You know, students will learn to read pre-K through third grade, and then they read to learn the rest of their life. One of the other pieces that is extremely important just in our society, but also within schools, is school safety and mental health. And those are deeply entwined within each other. So we as a GOP caucus, we have allocated $80 million into Safe Schools funds. And then that allows school districts the flexibility to hire mental health staff in order to support the schools the way they best see fit at the local level. And the DFL has, you can see, $75 million, and those are grants that will be offered to schools to hire staff. But those are grant-based, and this goes, the GOP allocation goes right to the schools for safe schools. The other pieces that are really important to think about as we move through, the Department of Education has about 480 staff right now. The last time that I checked, there were about 20 unfilled staff positions. And that, just common sense wise, doesn't make sense to add more positions when you have unfilled positions. So we are not adding any staff. The DFL is adding about 47 staff, and it could increase as well. One of the other glaring pieces is we have two mandates. The DFL has over 65 mandates within their bill. And those are wide-ranging and reach deep into curricular areas across the schools. But basically what that is doing, what these mandates are doing from the DFL, are saying, we know better in St. Paul than your local school district knows. Your locally elected officials should be the ones making the decisions. And that's why, from a GOP standpoint, we want to have the flexibility for local control to make decisions.
And what's also really important to understand about these mandates is that when MDE decides what's best for your schools, that's what eats into the funding. And so while you see, wow, this is quite a hefty amount of money, we're hearing from our school districts that it's actually going to be a net negative because they will have to pay for all sorts of the new mandates. And while the DFL tells us that they are funded mandates. The truth is, it is still not enough money to be able to completely implement all the mandates that they have asked us to do. You can see the difference between the two plans here. Here in the very last one, it talks about money to nonprofits between $0 and $38 million. We believe, and we are both educators, we believe that this money should be going to our local school districts, honoring our local school board that you have elected, and that we should see this money empowering parents, empowering teachers, going to their classrooms, and making sure that our students get a good education.
Yeah, I think when you look at this, it's pretty striking. The fundamental difference between the Republican plan and the DFL plan is that we believe that we should be providing money and resources, provide the funding to the local schools, and then we at the state level get out of the way and allow school districts to plan and innovate for the best for their local district. That's the fundamental difference between the two plans. Again, same target budget-wise, but very different in allocation. And I can just speak as a building principal, how this plays out and how the DFL plan plays out will be very, very different at the local level. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure for us to serve you.